Welcome to Local SEO in 10. This is your go-to podcast for answers about how you can grow your local business online, easily and quickly. Brought to you by local SEO experts, Magnified Media in Walnut Creek, California. In each 10-minute episode, our digital marketing expert, Adam Duran, answers your questions on how you can get more leads for your business fast. Remember, if you're not taking care of this part of your business right now, you can bet your competitors are. And now, here's our host with the questions, Jamie Duran, and our expert with the answers, Adam Duran.
Hello, Adam.
Hey, Jamie.
How is your week going?
Excellent, as always.
As always. You
Yeah.
never have a down week, huh?
No, I don't. Focus on the positive, Jamie. Keep
I
it
just
going.
wondered. Yeah, you said as always. Always is pretty broad.
Yeah, pretty much always.
Oh, pretty much.
Pretty much always.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. All right.
Very good. I'm glad this is one of the good weeks.
Yes. One. Thank you. It is. All right. So today we are going to be talking about local SEO for politicians. So if you know a politician or if you know someone who is going to be running for office, especially local office, this is a great podcast for you. Actually, even national politicians have big problems with this part of their marketing. I don't know why, but I guess it's why wouldn't it be so?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's not inherent to our being to be versed in local SEO.
Well, you want to make sure, first of all, that you're found, right? So if somebody types in your name as a local politician, you want that first result, at least, to be a profile or a website that you control. Because, Jamie, guess what?
It can be hacked.
Well, if it's your competitor who has your name and they're being found instead of you, then they can control what's being read about you. And that's not so good. So you want to make sure all of these things should be part of your strategy when you're kind of deciding on your candidacy. You've already, created your nonprofit that's going to be paying for this stuff. You want to make sure that you have a team that you can trust that can take care of all of this stuff for you, because it's a lot of work. We want to make sure that for our clients who are politicians, that they are found for not just their name, but their location, their whatever position they're running for or they are in right now, their issues, the local issues that they support and that they want to be found for. Those are really, really important key things that if they're not being found for, then that means somebody else is. And that's not what we want, right? We want our politicians, especially our clients, to be found for those things, because that helps them in numerous ways. Okay?
Yeah, definitely.
So, first thing you're going to be doing and make sure that you have are all the platforms that you need to be found on. So those are obviously like a Google business profile. You want to have one of those. That means you need an office. That means you need a space. You need to pay for an office, not just like for a business, not a UPS store, but an actual office space. Next, you want to have a Facebook page, Instagram page, LinkedIn page, YouTube channel, and TikTok channel. These are all important places for you to be producing content on. And once they're on, you can put them on your website, of course, all this content as well. But these are also super important to have information on these platforms as well. Okay?
Yep. And get better at dancing and have a headshot if you're going to do TikTok.
You're going to need all that. Yes. I don't know about the dancing, but okay. Next.
Seems that's on anyway.
Check your reputation. Like if you're in a professional industry, say you're a local business owner, make sure that, when someone searches for you or your business, that they don't see a bunch of 1-star reviews about how horrible you are, right? You want to make sure that your reputation online is good. And I know that's crazy to think, but you don't want somebody looking up you and then seeing a whole bunch of 1 stars after your name. Okay?
Unless that's the vote you're going for.
Thank you. Next, you're going to have to bring on somebody who is conversant in branding, so messaging. And the reason we want to have a messaging guidelines, the messaging guideline or branding guidelines, of course, you want to have your messaging guidelines in place because you want to have a consistent messaging across all of these platforms. You don't want to have crazy outlying things that maybe someone in your team is writing for you. You want to make sure that everyone knows, hey, these are my 5 core issues. This is what I believe. You have to put that information together so that way other people can use that to help you in all of these places. So those branding guidelines and consistent messaging, vital for you as somebody who's campaigning. Okay?
Yep. Sounds
all right.
Good.
I did talk about those issues, your 5 core issues, your beliefs. Those are that now will be, each one of those will be a page on your website. So when someone goes to your website, they're going to be able to click on that. They're going to be able to read about your positions about that issue. You want to have an FAQ on every one of those pages. So each one of those pages can now rank on its own for that issue in your area. So if it has a bunch of city names in those keywords and, of course, all about your position for that issue, you want to be found not just through your homepage, but actually through the internet when someone is looking up that issue. Make sense?
Yep. Especially if you have no opinion on that issue, or you can. There's good people on both sides.
You can't say that. So you want to have the reason we want to have an in-depth issue page, Jamie, is because we want people to come to it. And the only way they're going to do that is if it's full of good information.
Okay.
So, all right.
Have an opinion.
Especially if it's important to you in your candidacy. Most politicians, especially at the local level, they're running because they want to do good. They want to be part of the solution, not part of the problem. They don't want to be a complainer anymore. They want to be someone who's there to help fix those problems. So those issues that they're running on, they should have something to say about them. So make sure that issue page is full of information, of course, and also why you believe how you believe. Mm-hmm. So that way it ranks. Okay. Yep. That is really important because the other part of your website, along with your donate button and your upcoming event button, stuff like that, and then your subscriber newsletter, that kind of thing. You also want to have a part of your website that is dedicated to content issues. So issues that you will feel passionate about. It's not just going to be on that one issue page. Most likely, we always recommend that you have articles that are being written about that issue in your local area that includes those keywords, and looking at it from different angles and writing a bunch of content like a blog article about that issue and why it's so important and why you think it's important for the local community to know about. So that blog part of your website is going to be really important for also bringing visitors to your site, getting your name out there, and making sure that increases your local visibility.
Got it. Okay. Yeah.
All right. So what will guide all of that content creation is you, as the candidate or campaign manager, sit down and start writing out a list of keywords that your constituents are very, very concerned about. And so that way you can address those concerns. That keyword list it's going to be a list that will grow and continue to grow because it's a keyword list for what you want to be found for. So making that keyword list will allow your content creation team to start writing about those issues and using those keywords. So that's super important because your designer for your website, and if you have an SEO team, they need to know those keywords as well. So that way that it will help guide them in the content creation of your site.
Definitely. All right.
All right. And then Jamie, you did touch on one thing. Yeah, you're not just going to have one headshot. You're going to probably have to take, 100. If your campaign season is 6 months, you're going to be using all 100 of those in multiple different ways. So take a ton of photos of yourself in various locations, helping people, in front of people, happy people, smiling people. Make sure that you're smiling in a lot of them, that kind of thing. So photos are really, really great for bringing out the emotion in people. So you want to have very good emotion-based photos taken of you. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
No COVID mask, right?
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those. People want to connect with you, and then a great way to do that is definitely not just by your issues, but it's with you smiling and you connecting with other people. Those kind of photos are really powerful. So we want to have those. Definitely having stand-up videos where you're talking about issues. A lot of people don't want to read. So these are great videos where you can talk for 2 minutes about this issue and why you think how you think. Putting these out on YouTube, definitely important. Embedding them into your website on that page that talks about that issue, very important. And then also start thinking about using TikTok. So TikTok, the reason we recommend that is because organically, your ability to organically reach people is much higher in TikTok than it is in most other platforms right now. So it's a growing platform. So making a 30-second or 45-second or 2-minute video on TikTok, it has a great chance of reaching a lot of people for very low effort. So that return on that investment, really, really good.
You did not mention Instagram or X.
Yeah, I did. You want to definitely, when you're building out those platforms, you want to have those in there. I'm not a big believer in they're going to be converting voters or people or customers or anything like that. But Google expects you to have these. So that's why we do. So,
okay.
And then when you're creating content for, say, Facebook, you can always have it posted on those other platforms. That's not a big deal. It's very it's seamless now, so it's pretty easy to do.
And how about kitten videos and puppy videos?
Yeah, once in a while. Why not? Sure.
Oh, candidate playing with kittens.
Yeah. Yes.
And playing the piano with the kittens.
Sure. Putting on one of those little Halloween outfits where they're running down towards you. Those are awesome. I love those. Anything like that. Sure. I'm a big believer in personalizing. I connect better with candidates who I feel are normal humans. So I'm a big believer in, hey, portraying yourself as a normal human, not reading from a script, but, there's a reason we connect with people like that. At least I do. So those kind of candidates are definitely way easier to work with. So they're confident in their voice, and, that's how they connect with people, and people respond.
Okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
All I got. That was a action-packed one. Whew.
Action-packed as usual.
Information-packed.
So obviously, if you do know friends with someone who's planning on running for office, send this over to them, because it's not just writing messages on a Facebook page anymore. It's you gotta get yourself out. You got to make a huge commitment to winning this seat and raising a lot of money for it too. But it's a huge commitment, and we do admire those people that want to take that step into public service. If you've seen any of the you go on and you listen to any of the city council meetings or county supervisor meetings, those politicians endure quite a bit. So it's certainly, I don't think they can do it for the money anymore.
Yeah, they earn that money. Oh boy.
They do. In any event, but they do affect change. They do affect policy, and they do affect the cities and counties and states and federal government that they work for. So we do appreciate they never get thanked for their service, but it starts with this website, and there's no guarantee that they actually win. So if you do, this probably be a gold mine for any politician to listen to this podcast. So if you have a connection, definitely send this over to them and share it out as much as you can, because it will certainly help their candidacy and probably give them a step up over their competitors. So also, if you have a question about search engine optimization for your business or any nonprofit already, go to our website, magnifiedmedia.net, click on the podcast button and put in the search term nonprofit or politician and see how many podcasts come up. And then if you have a question that's not listed, go to our LinkedIn or Facebook page, send us a message there, and we will get back to you, or we'll record a podcast on that topic, and that'll be fun. So with that, we will talk to you next week, and thank you very much, Adam.
That's all for now. Thanks for listening to this episode of Local SEO in 10 with Google local marketing expert Adam Duran. Join us each week for answers to your questions on how to best harness the power of the internet to grow your business. Speaking of questions, got some? Message us through our Facebook page, Local SEO in 10, and we'll be sure to give you your answer on an upcoming episode. This episode of Local SEO in 10 is brought to you by Magnified Media, the leading online marketing agency in Northern California, who invite you to grow your business by magnifying your online visibility and credibility. Visit them on the web at www.magnifiedmedia.com. Magnify your business, magnify your profits.